learned that to be a success in this business, you have to evolve. You have to adapt. Why is this such a surprise? I bought into the evolution of Seth Rollins. That wasn't a big deal.
What's good, everybody? My name is the Generation 71. Thank you for tuning back into Behind the Scenes of the WWE. Today we're going to go behind the scenes with the Seth Rollins to see exactly who he is behind WWE cameras. Because in case you didn't know, what you usually see on TV isn't what's actually going on in real life. You know, hate to spoil that for you guys watching a reality show, you know, CSI Miami, whatever. That's not what's actually going on in real life. But anyways, the main reason I'm choosing Seth Rollins today, of course, is because he's the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So, I mean, it's about time we do one on a current champion, right? And, of course, I'm actually really fascinated how well he's coming into his own not late into his career, but into his career as of late. That's the better way to say it. Because he's actually becoming a fantastic heel. I am actually really impressed on how much he's actually developed his persona. Now, I will say, of course, he does have the Authority helping him out, as well as J&J Security, but I'm really fascinated on how well he's growing with his persona. So that's the main reason why I wanted to go over, you know, his inside story a little bit, even though honestly there's not really too much to say. I mean, the biggest thing that I'm going to be talking about today is the scandal that happened back in earlier this year, which was February of 2015, of course, where he had a then fiance, I can't pronounce her name worth a damn, but it's like Layla Schultz, something along that nature. But his then fiance found out that he was actually cheating on her with a next diva in the WWE. So she decided to take revenge in a very risky way by posting nude photos of not only him but her. A lot of people said it was probably a sex tape that was probably slowed down. Screenshots were taken and, you know, were just distributed all over. So essentially, I just want to say, Seth Rollins is a lucky guy. Of course, with the WWE being in a PG type of era, one of the wrestlers actually having nude photos out there wasn't really great PR. So that's why I'm actually really fascinated that Seth Rollins still managed to hit the top of the food chain in the WWE locker room, considering he had that blemish on his record. To kind of give you an example, when Stone Cold was still doing his podcast earlier this year and it switched to Jericho, the main reason why it switched to Jericho was because Stone Cold had actually brought up a former wrestling diva, which was Chyna. And of course, Chyna, she has actually pursued a life in pornographic movies, so Vince McMahon actually got really pissed off because he didn't want children to obviously look her up and seeing, you know, her work. I mean, for lack of a better term, her work. So the fact that one of his current wrestlers was in kind of that same situation, it's really surprising that he was able to still reach the top of the food chain. But besides that, there wasn't really too much else to say about Seth Rollins. He's actually of Armenian descent, despite the fact of actually having the real last name of Lopez. But of course, that was just because he had a Mexican-American stepfather. Of course, a lot of people know Seth Rollins from his work in the Indies, of course, as well as briefly appearing on TNA before he made his way over to the WWE. So that just kind of shows exactly what type of wrestler that he was. He's one of the very few wrestlers these days to actually go to a couple of different places to learn their craft, actually develop it, make it better every single day, which is kind of impressive. The last thing I guess we can kind of note on is the reason why he has actually reached the top of the food chain as quickly as he has compared to other superstars at this current era. It's mainly because that he has become Triple H's private project. That's the best way to describe it. Now, of course, back in the day with Evolution being a thing, Triple H developing Evolution, he handpicked Randy Orton and Batista to make sure that they were going to be the wrestlers of the future. But of course, he felt that Randy Orton was his private project and he wanted him to be the best that he could be, kind of his protege. And of course, if you had seen my Randy Orton video, that didn't necessarily work out for one reason or another, mainly because of Randy Orton's use of drugs. So with Triple H kind of considering not necessarily Randy Orton a failure, but not the success that he wanted, he found another wrestler in Seth Rollins to, redo his project, essentially. So this is probably the main reason why Seth Rollins has reached his peak so soon compared to other superstars. But anyways, guys, I think we're going to cut it there for now. I actually am trying to keep these series a lot shorter than usual. But yeah, if you have any other feedback as usual, please make sure to leave a comment down below, a like, share with your friends. You have no idea how much this helps out in the long run. So, I mean, if you could definitely just share to one person every single day, or at least once a week, it does so much for me in the end. So thank you guys as always. But anyways, this has been the Generation 71, and catch you guys later.